you think you make it out, then you're sadly mistaken. Careful what you putting your stake in, cause I ain't got no patience and no limitations. You tryna figure me out and I know I don't make sense, but no one's there when you call like you're trapped in the Matrix. You need to take a break from it, I think you should take 6. Cause yes, I hold a throne and no one else can replace this. The pain will only go deeper the harder you chase it. I'm the greatest that you ever met, it's time that you face it, so tell me.
Why you still testing my patience? Tryna turn me into something I ain't tryna be. All that hate is a heavy rotation. You gon' lose yourself, quit testing me.
Don't make me lose my mind. Don't make me lose my mind. Don't make me lose my mind, cause I'm looking like Wesley, test me. Don't make me lose my mind. Don't make me lose my mind. Don't make me lose my mind, cause I'm looking like Wesley, test me. Cause I'm looking like Wesley, test me. Don't make me lose my mind, cause I'm looking like Wesley, test me.
Let's go.
For the first time since 2016, Ontario takes the field in the round of regionals, seeking a trip to the Elite Eight in Division 3. But the Lady Warriors will have to take down one of the hottest teams in the state, number 2 Medina Highland, riding a 19-match unbeaten streak. It's the regional semifinals coming your way from Madison, and it all goes down anywhere the internet can be found live and free. Next.
Olays.
Olays, olays, olays.
Olays.
Olays, 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 olays. Olays, 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 olays.
Football is back. Indeed, it is. What is your fantasy team looking like?
Dude, stacked. I got Travis Kelce and Justin Jefferson. Lights out.
That's cute. I got Josh Allen as my QB and locked in Derrick Henry.
Nothing.
Okay, what are we having today?
I'll take a Pepsi.
Same for me, thanks.
Are you hearing that?
I really gotta stop thinking about the Roman Empire.
Silence! Open the gates.
Because I know it's watching. I'm the one to beat. Make them get on their feet. I'm the one they got your best fighter losing sleep. Still when they doubt they sleeping. Step 2, I'm the one they believe in. Step 3, I done got a few yards on them. Step 4, now they out playing defense. Step 5, build my team up. Mud on your face, get cleaned up. Bring them out, ready to eat. I'ma use what's left to pick my teeth. Win, that's all that we do. Everybody's watching and they all came for you. Hard work, dedication, the understatement. We fill up arenas, that'll rock the whole nation. This what I do, baby. Watch the way I grew, baby. Once you pick a side, just be careful how you move, baby. I hear the cheers, see the tears. Chase the dreams, not the fears. Fight the fight to make them talk about your victory for years.
Teams came out with playoff-like intensity in the first 2 quarters, and we're about to find out.
What just happened? What? Are you not entertained?
Grab a Pepsi and make your game day epic.
Happy Halloween!
It's the Bob and Bob Door Company pregame show where they're providing friendly and reliable service for now 51 years. Sweet 16 girls soccer about to go down in Division 3, the number 2 team in the state against an Ontario squad playing right here in their own backyard. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Madison High School. I am Brian Skowronski, joining you live and free from Startek Stadium. Exciting matchup. 2 teams playing their best soccer of the season, meeting for a spot tonight to try to advance and get into the Elite 8. Those of you that are fans of the OH Report probably know about these Ontario Lady Warriors who just knocked off Lexington on their home turf 2-1 on Saturday to claim a district championship. Their first trip, though, to the regional stage since 2016 after losing in the district finals 7 consecutive seasons. They've now won 4 straight, though, 7 of their last 8, most of which have come without the services of the recently named District Player of the Year, Addi Pitttman. So this team is a little bit short-handed here tonight. They won't have arguably their ultimate weapon, but still playing some really good soccer right now. They'll have the fanfare here tonight playing in their own county. So a lot of the fans here in the building tonight have on their Ontario garb. Player spotlight tonight, I'm going with the junior speedster Sasha Bolakovsky, the junior winger, and I really feel like she can be a big X factor for this team. She possesses elite speed, a state qualifier in track as a sophomore, and she's really started to elevate her playmaking this year, coming off of a sophomore campaign where she had 19 assists and 2 goals. But this season, she's definitely been looking for her own shot a lot more. That's how she's been able to quadruple her overall output so far on the season with 8 goals heading into tonight's match. So Sasha, I think, can be a big-time game changer for the squad here tonight off of that right wing. The opponent, though, tonight for Ontario, boy, what a tough challenge for them. The outright champions of the Suburban League. They edged out teams like Revere and Copley and Aurora. And outside of an opening night loss at undefeated Walsh Jesuit, they've virtually been perfect. 4 of the 10 goals that they've allowed all season long came in that first match. They've outscored their opponents 94-6 since then. That's why they are the number 2 ranked team in all of Division III. And look at what they've done so far since they've been in tournament. They have been smoking the competition. 27 goals, none let in so far during their tournament journey. So the Hornets certainly come in buzzing with a ton of momentum here tonight. They are led by a coach's kid, Vanessa Zufall, their junior midfielder. She's the team leader, a really gifted goal scorer. Plus, she's got great distribution skills as well. Averaging right around 1 goal and 1 assist per game. She should draw a ton of attention from Coach Atkinson's bunch here tonight. She's one of those players, she's so talented that you almost have to try to man mark her and try to take her out of the equation. She's one of those type of players, but Medina's got a bunch of them. So you really can't just key on her. You got to try to do your best to just limit their activity up near the attacking third and just try to make things tough on them offensively tonight. It's been a tough challenge for everybody who has come in contact with them on the turf so far since opening night. Let's dive into my keys to victory. How do the Lady Warriors get it done in this? It's not exactly David versus Goliath, but this is a tough matchup for them. You got to prove you belong. I think the first 15 minutes are going to be absolutely crucial for them to come out here and just show yourselves. Prove it to you that you can step out here and play with one of the best teams in the state of Ohio. And that maximum effort, empty the bucket, especially those midfielders. You can play in waves, 5 to 7 minutes. Go as hard as you absolutely can if you're Ontario here tonight against these young ladies in the black uniforms. And they just might surprise themselves, put up a good fight in the first half, and who knows what can happen the longer that you hang around against a really good opponent. But for number 2 Highland, you've just got to time up your runs. Suck in some defenders and make your break at the right time. A little bit of the tape that I've seen, they do a nice job distributing to their forwards. They'll play with their back to the net, and then they're able to get it off to the midfielders and a lot of great attackers in that midfield on the wings, and then try to force Addi Pitttman to go to her right. She is a dominant player when she's able to set up that left foot. We saw it in the districts. Heck, if you're an Ontario fan, you have seen it since she broke onto the scene a couple of years ago as a true freshman coming out here and being one of the leading goal scorers in all of Division II. She followed it up with another crazy season last year. And oh, by the way, 29 goals for her now this season to go along with 14 assists. Got to admit, I was a little bit surprised that she got passed up as the District Player of the Year, given that Jukovic has been out here for the last few weeks. And Addi has filled her shoes and done an admirable job getting them onto this main stage, a place they have not been in quite some time. the final prayer here for the Ontario Lady Warriors before they head into battle against the Battling Bees over on the other side. Winner gets to march on, likely going up to Perkins unless they're in the opposite side of the bracket too. I think if the Pirates were to advance, OHSA's got to discuss where that is. I don't think that you can host a regional on your home field. Seems like a bit too much of an advantage there. But you got to get through this one here tonight. Big favorite right there. Highland has not lost since August the 16th. Quite a run for this team. Watching them in the pregame, they warm up with a lot of passion. Players looking out for one another. You can tell that it's a fun-loving group. They like being out here. They love the big stage. There's some performers, but so is Ontario. This team, they've been building up to this moment. I think kind of specifically this junior class, a little bit of heartbreak the last couple of years in the district. Now it could be their time to shine. If they can get through this one, who knows what lies ahead if you can take down the number 2 team in the state. That will put a bow on our Bob and Bob Door Company pregame show as we are just about set. Regional semifinal action. Lady Warriors going to get the first touch here of the night. And there it is. Draw it back to Pitttman. Distributes off the wing. And you're going to see a lot of high pressure here. I think probably specifically early too for Highland to try to force Ontario into some mistakes and put a little bit of doubt in their mind. Anytime that you're playing with the type of buzz that this team is, point intended, I think that it's probably a wise idea to try to come out and step on the jugular immediately as they'll get it out to the wing here. A quick cross and almost a goal less than a minute in. That's Merritt McLaughlin on the back end of Wild. First 20 seconds here for Ontario as they're back defending and they evade a little bit of a bullet. But you see right away just what type of heat this team can put on you, and don't need to with the weather that we have. How about Mother Nature coming through in a big way for us here tonight? Record temperatures expected on the way tomorrow. So we have been abundantly blessed so far throughout this postseason with great weather night in, night out. And tonight, even an exception to the rule, because it is just about perfect temperatures for high school soccer. 72 degrees right now at kickoff and mostly clear skies overhead. Jakaya Trammell content to poke it out of play. Try to force Medina to earn it. As it's flipped here to Elisa Fragnoli. And an interception taken away in the midfield by Elena Seif. Elena's played a lot of soccer, 3-year starter for Coach Atkinson. Big booming ball over to the Warriors bench. And it'll be a throw-in on the way here for the Big O. Seif, oh, how about that move? Moves it out to the wing. Ontario with 5 bodies starting to move into the attacking third. That drifts by. A chance here for Seif off the cross. Deflected, a little push. And it works out nicely for Highland. But some nice high pressure here by Nisi Powers. Just trying to keep it up in the offensive side of things right now for Ontario. And here she is again. Across to the middle. McManus going to put some pressure on. And the Warriors step into the ball about a half second quicker right now than the opponent. Nice pitch back into the box. Hoping it can settle for McManus. Highland still unable to clear. Nice heavy touch here. And it is able to scoot away from Addi Pitttman. One-timer ball for Zufall to set it up in the middle, and it's intercepted. Warriors playing with a lot of pride here in these first 3 minutes after getting rid of a little bit of jitters, I think, in those first 25 seconds. The counter strike set up to perfection. A little room. The shot! Carib's out of there, but it's headed home. So Highland, with 36 showing on the clock, they strike early in this one. 3 shots, one of them already connecting. And after Ontario did an excellent job of keeping it down on the offensive end of things, they get beat here. Nice header for Morgan Hemming to make it 1-0. Show it to you one more time. Actually, that's Merritt McLaughlin, that was waiting on that back post. And she's able to get a lid on it, send it into the back. 1-0. Not sure exactly what happened there. Did you see? Yeah, it looks like Ontario played it quickly before the whistle, so it allows for a set piece for Highland. And that'll squib through here. Set up to the middle for Zufall, and it's taken away. Bolakowski, a little head of steam before she gets cut off. Now McLaughlin tries to send one through. Powers the first to get to it. A little turn here by McLaughlin again. She's having a great season. Second on the team with 15 goals now with the latest. Low pass deflected out of there. And here's Pitttman. Shifts it up onto the enemy side of the ball, but it doesn't last for very long. Trammell, a miss hit. Allows Zufall to lay it back, and now a little bit of space. Give and go here for Zufall with the left foot, and taken away. Sharp defending that time by the Lady Warriors, who can ill afford to fall behind here 2-0 in the early portion of the match. Giving up one sometimes, it can be shocking to the system, can motivate you. Cannot allow it to blow out of proportion, especially early. Do want to say what's up to everybody out there watching live and free tonight on our Facebook and also YouTube channel 1. Hit me with some comments. Let me know where you're watching tonight's action from. If you shout us out, we shout you right back. Always love knowing if we've got people tuning in from out of state, even out of country. So if you're international viewing tonight, gotta let me know, and especially, too, if you're just outside of the Buckeye State, got to know how you're taking in tonight's action. As this is lobbed out of bounds here onto the track by Pitttman. And she's able to get to it first again. Nice ball movement. Solid spacing that stands out right away here for Highland. Do a nice job of just keeping a nice perimeter and opening up running lanes. Nothing there here. Let's take a second look on the Mechanics Bank replay. Layla Stevens, 60 saves now on the season. She's done an admirable job filling in. Had no intentions of playing keeper this season, I can't imagine. And has definitely taken over mid-season very nicely for the injured Darby Broom, who might get some action tonight up top. She's a solid forward, but certainly got all the practice reps for the first-team varsity over the summer and then early on in the season before suffering a shoulder injury. Just a heavy touch right here, and it goes out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick as Grace Shondell
Highland substitution, Katie
is looking to try to probably send that back post. First substitution here taken by Highland. And they'll take the 50-50 ball. Merritt has it deflected back. Good step by the Lady Warriors. Nobody home, vacant out on that left wing. Power selects to keep it in play. And she'll get it to Pitttman, trying to go 1v1. And a great looking ball here to try to reverse the field, as it'll be a Lady Warrior throw-in coming up right in front of the Hornets bench. Trying to pitch it forward now for McManus, and it'll be taken away. Here comes McLaughlin. Good looking build-up as it's now a 5-on-4. A wave coming of young ladies in black uniforms. Warriors settle in, they pinch it, and body hits the deck. The referee said that it's clean, so no whistle comes. Highland keeping the perimeter surrounded as this is threaded in, and it's going to be offsides. First offside whistle of the night against either unit. And no question there. Trammell holds her line. And McLaughlin goes chasing through, and nobody followed her. Still 1-0 on our Frito Lay scoreboard. Just about 10 minutes here into the action. If you're joining us a little bit late, it was Merritt McLaughlin, senior, with her 15th goal of the season, 36-36 mark.
Highland substitution, Camille Hostetler.
Get our first look at Camille Hostetler, who's checking in. Ontario looking to get some numbers forward now, leaving 2 back defensively. Keep Jilly Grayson. He's played some huge minutes here as a freshman so far during the tournament. Another solid build for Highland. It's taken away by Jakai at the last moment. And this ball from Pitttman ends up harmlessly into the arms of the keeper. Too far out in front for Rowan to try to make chase. Quick step, some acceleration. Bulakowski battling out wide. Oh, great ball through traffic. Just a little bit mismeasured. About a half foot away. Warriors on the counter strike, can't get anything going. So here comes Highland down the far side. And that'll roll out of bounds. First touch off the noggin there of a Highland midfielder. And it'll settle here for Jordan Yeager. Some instant pressure, though, forces her to have to take a couple of touches through traffic and loses the handle. Big ball sent forward. Pitttman on the chase. A little bit misplayed, but volleyed out of there. Another excellent piece of defending here by Highland. And they'll get the ball on the move out to the wing. From the left side, do we get a shot or a cross? We will, but a fantastic save. Layla Stevens holding her ground until the very last moment. See her backpedaling, almost probably hit her in the noggin there. And she's able to keep a clean bill there for the Warriors. Headed back, ball up for grabs, and you see Trammell, she's a gamer battling down there, has to give up the body to go down, send it out of harm's way, at least for now. Quick throwing down the line for Delaney Miller. Send this one now for Vanessa Zufall, trying to get to that left foot, back post, bending. Again, Layla Stevens is there. Right place, right time, made her break into the window. And she's got a booming punt. Take a big hop down into enemy territory. And last touch here by Highland. As Coach Atkinson looking to get in a couple of subs.
And for Highland, Evelyn Price.
Hornets as well will make a quick change. Ontario, so far, they've been able to get about within the football 20-yard line, haven't been able to really distribute anything within the box. No clean looks yet on frame. They're playing Elena Seif a little bit further back than she's typically accustomed right now. She's a more of a defensive midfielder's role. Here she is looking to track it down. Senior makes her turn. Threads it through three different defenders. As the Warriors maintaining their aggressive nature. When they've got it up near the attacking third, they've really played a nice high line. Forced Highland to try to step to the ball early. Here comes Seif. Forces the defender to her. Pass is a little bit behind, and it's broken up by Fragnoli. Now the Hornets, big ball to the middle. Deflected by Seif, trying to get it to Pitttman. She wants to find that left foot. She'll have to give it up. McManus didn't get a lot behind it, and a diving save is made by Helminger. Solid save. As we return to action, and now Pitttman sends one from distance. Addi Pitttman will spin it back on the Mechanics Bank replay. Look at this. I mean, that's next level. Had the keeper a bit out of position. Addison making a really spectacular save. Not just any keeper is able to knock that one out. Show it to you one more time here. I mean, that's just a wild move. First team all-district performer for a reason. And sets up a corner kick opportunity. Here comes Yeager, bending it back post and headed out of there. The Hornets got to it first. And we'll get a handball here against Jazzy Johnson. Warriors typically so deadly on those set pieces. Just a solid job here on the back post. Making sure you get it at the point of attack. Get your head on it before your opponent can. Deep ball into the middle. And first touch here by Ontario. The 50-50 balls are about that so far. So we've seen the Lady Warriors playing with a lot of confidence. Certainly don't look like an intimidated bunch out there, and we've got a lot of energy here in the early portion of the match. That was one of my keys to victory. Just make sure that you're unloading the bucket when you're out there. When you're getting your time on the field, you got to go all in, and especially if you're only one of those players that's in 5-6 minutes at a time in that midfield. A little bit different for others like Seif or Pitttman. Sometimes you got to be able to manage and understand when to try to go 110% versus trying to recharge those batteries. Can't do it all the time. Not if you're out there for the entire duration of the match or most of. Hornets throw-in coming up. Lobbed into the box. That was Miller getting behind it. And swatted out of there. I think we're going to have a throw-in deep in Ontario territory here. Clark tosses it over here to Delaney Miller. See what kind of throw she's got. Pretty good one. A lot of trajectory underneath it. They'll be headed out of bounds for a goal kick. Nearly halfway through half number one.
Ontario substitution, Missy Powers.
I want to say what's up to Oliver Porter out there watching. Just says cool. Thanks, man. Right back at you. Hornets keeping their spacing. Seif read it nicely. And here's Pitttman looking to go to work. Addi Pitttman a little bit behind that time. And snaking out in front of that ball was McLaughlin. But she'll send a missile. And nobody able to catch up to that one. Couple skips off the turf. And rolls out of bounds for another Stevens goal kick. Layla with a couple nice saves so far here tonight. Really a great goal, too, that Highland was able to put away in those first 3.5 minutes. Can they get another one? It's the same lady. Actually, this is Grace Shondell. And she's whistled for an offside right there. The AR on top of it. The deeper you get into the tournament, the better the crews that you get. And this is certainly not a local crew. I don't recognize any of the referees out there tonight. So far, calling a fantastic match. Off the restart, a little bit understruck. And Trammell also can't get a lot behind it. So this goes off Highland out of bounds. And the Warriors quickly trying to get back to action. Pitttman in a crowd. Here's Addi pushing it forward for Rowan. Just missed her. McManus makes her cut right there. And just a little bit too much sriracha on that pass from Pitttman. Needed a bit more of the mild variety. And it's a goal kick opportunity now here for Highland. But Ontario's done nicely when it's been down here at this end. Playing a high line. 3 back defending at about the football 40-yard line. As this spins out, a little side hop through. And Jakaya overshoots the wing for Bolakovsky. Hornets offense has been kept in check for the most part. Very high-scoring bunch, as we spoke about in the Bob and Bob Door Company pregame show. Almost 5 goals per match. And just smacking around some teams since they've been in the tournament so far. 27-0. Make it 28 now with the latest goal in this match. It's one of those squads where you can't really say which way they hang their hat. One of those metaphors in the sports world. Are they a defensive team, an offensive team? The answer is yes. Only 10 goals allowed all season long. Kind of a weak cross, deflected. And Trammell just smashes it out of bounds. Quick throw in, and nobody marking up right here. So a bit of a missed assignment, but Jakaya respawns, rebounds, and she'll push it ahead now for Pitttman. Little snug in the back that time. Forced her to lose her footing. Now Powers playing around with it. Tries to connect here for Kaylee Hale. Junior's been playing really well so far since the round of districts, getting a ton of minutes for Coach Larry. This is where the Hornets are really dangerous when they make those turns after their back is to the net. Got them paraded right around the 10-yard line as Clark carries and deflected out of bounds here. Seif back defending. And that's the role that they've kind of relegated Elena to so far here tonight. Defensive midfielder. And, you know, you got to. And for Ontario, that's a great game plan as they set it up right in the middle. Prime time, but it sails just over top. Well executed here on the setup from McLaughlin. You see just the anguish right there on the face. Certainly thought that they were going to be able to cash that one in. Last touch, though, by Ontario, and sets up corner kick opportunity number 1 for Highland tonight. Left foot here from the near side. Back post. Stevens out of goal. Out of position, but it doesn't cost him. Dangerous ball sent in here. 4 girls back post. Clean shot by Grace Shondell. But the junior redirects wide of frame. And Ontario keeps the margin still at 1-0 as we're sub 15 minutes remaining here in half number 1. So play it back here for Helmlinger. Poaches that one just a little bit over top and then drilled right back into the box. Addison will play this one with her hands. Helmdinger, skying punt, little sidewinder. Flick forward by Shondell, but taken by the Warriors. Counter attack, 5-on-4. Big threat right now by the Hornets as it leaks away. Shondell from the corner, not able to accelerate. Nearly a huge opportunity here by Medina Highland. Headed right back at you. Stevens will come up and play this right near the edge of the 18. She's got a nice punt. She'll direct this one right in the middle. And settles down. Gorgeous play that time. The pass not so much as it's deflected. Hale nearly able to chase it down, but it'll be out of bounds. Hornets with the throw. They'll belt it back to the middle, trying to switch fields. As this is chopped far side. Solid movement. Johnson steps up. Jazzy pressuring on the wing. And a good ball. Solid step there by the Lady Warriors. And again, they get themselves out of trouble. Grayson that time making the charge, putting a little bit of pressure on him down there in the corner. And the freshman able to earn a goal kick. Off the skip, McLaughlin first touch. Hornets out near the box. Price offsides, or was she? AR kept the flag down. Turns the middle, turns back out wide. Touchline, the cross, and Stevens took a little bump. Able to squeeze it, though, as Layla Stevens comes through yet again Camille Hostetler with the shot. And a good thing she was able to squeeze that thing. Shondell hanging out, marking the keep. And that's who gave her just a little bit of a body bump. Another ball out to the wing. Oh, chance for a one-on-one here. She'll have to skate back. And the setup, one-timer, back post, drilled it. 2-0 Highland leads off the Camille Hostetler goal. As they get it on the counterattack. Great stuff here by Highland. Sets it up left foot, and the senior just drilled it. Third goal on the season for Camille.
Ontario substitution, Rowan McManus. And for Highland, Jillian
We'll slow this down for you. I mean, you can't put that in any better placement. That is top shelf. You heard in the corner. No chance for Layla to try to bound up there and get a paw on it. Big goal. Really changes the momentum of this game now and just kind of the overall complexion. Ontario certainly going to have to start getting into their offensive bag. Now trailing by 2. Have seldom been able to find Addi Pitttman. And that might be the key for them moving forward for the rest of this match. Last look here at this second goal. Hostetler, bang. So the pendulum of momentum swings over in favor of the Hornets. Felt like Ontario was really defending well, playing some solid soccer. Now they've dug themselves a mini 2-0 deficit as Bulakovsky on the far wing able to come up with possession right back at you on the cross. Did have 3 fanned out all around the 18. 2-on-3 here for the Hornets. Warriors win that battle. But they'll spill it out of bounds up near midfield. Sharp chase given by Grayson. And how much guts does she play with as a 9th grader? Jilly's really had to earn her stripes on the team this year too. Didn't get a massive amount of playing time early on in the campaign. And the more minutes she got, the better she played. And now you just can't keep her off the field. Pair of subs checking in here for Highland. Jillian Clark, Grace Madison, each returning.
And Katie Wetzel.
We do have a pair of regional semifinal live streams going down tonight. The Lady Colts of Clear Fork also in a battle right now with Ottawa Glandorf. So if you want to check that one out, it's on our main YouTube channel as well as our Facebook page. So give it a little swipe if you're on the Facebook. Move over, check out that one. Or you can do 2 screens tonight. Put us on the YouTube, them on the Facebook, vice versa. YouTube all over. Is this back behind the defense? A little heavy touch. And this whistle will go against Medina. I think it was just kind of a high kick here. Hale got in between that time, and Hostetler, dangerous play. So they'll shut it down with the infraction. 8 minutes remaining here in half number 1. Winner moves on to the Elite 8. Right now, scheduled to be up in Sandusky. We'll see if the Perry Pirates on the girls' side, opposite of the bracket here, were to advance, and then they might have to change that to a neutral site. A lot of patience being shown here as Miller spins, sets up. Now Trammell. Waiting to the last moment. And was able to swat out of bounds after picking the pocket on McLaughlin.
And for Highland, Grace
Jordan Yater back out there now for Coach Leary for the final 7 minutes and change. Gorgeous night here at Startek Stadium in Mansfield. 70 degrees. It's almost November. Low cross, back post. And it spins out. Allow Stevens to come snatch it up. That was McLaughlin trying to find Grace Shondell on the other end. Nearly did. Almost snuck through. Now here's Seif. Big ball down into the corner. Gets away from her. It'll be a throw in deep in Hornet territory. Taken by Trammell, getting up in more of an offensive role right now. As Pitttman looks to turn in the midfield. She's going to draw a crowd every time, so sends it down into the wing. And boy, on the turf, it just kept going and going. No chance for Rowan McManus to try to get on her high horse and keep it in the field of play. Here's Bolakowski showing off that speed. 2-on-2. Sends back post, but sails it a little bit over the top. Warriors, though, got it surrounded. Here's a chance for Pitttman. Sets up, right foot, bending! Barely missed it. Addi Pitttman with her off foot. Nearly made a spectacular goal here, and they're suggesting it's going to be a corner kick, so that little chop out there from Merritt McLaughlin. Show it to you one more time. So that she impacted. If not, if she doesn't get a little piece of that, probably going to tickle some nylon there in the back. Big moment here for Ontario. If they can get one, would be huge before you go into the break. As that's thrown away up in the sky off of McLaughlin's dome. And then shelled out of there. This is where Highland is so efficient, so effective. Wetzel on the run. She'll send it back posts and a little too tall. But how about it? The counter strikes. They just come so quickly. Don't have a chance to reset. As this shot squeezes its way through the 5-hole. It's now 3-0 Highland. Oh, really tough break here for Layla Stevens. She's defended pretty well. And just gets beat here. Oh. Really tough way to fall into a 3-0 deficit. Trying to find out who actually delivered that one. I believe it was Grace Shondell. But on short time, that's an absolute killer. So from the far wing now, this is Zufall. Poked away. Highland wants to get Jordan Caples out.
Highland substitution.
She'll check in now. Run back this replay one more time. Just disaster for Stevens. Seeing that replay, definitely not Shondell with the score, so see if she gets one here. Actually, the setup right out front, and it's going to be deflected out of bounds. This was a great opportunity for Katie Wetzel in front of frame, and all of a sudden, the Hornets buzzing down here in the attacking third, making Ontario uncomfortable. Second corner kick opportunity for them. Opposite side this time. Drive it in low. Set it up. Miss hit here for Fragnoli. So Warriors try to clear it out. They'll play with Seif up top now. Ontario's going to check Jazzy Johnson back into the mix here for the last couple of minutes. Any type of a score either way in short time, obviously such a big impact. Just the momentum, the way that it changes your mindset going into that break. Can Ontario find a little crack in the sidewalk here and try to get something going? Pitttman certainly would be the young lady that you're going to try to get it to throw on that Superwoman cape. She's been limited, but I mean, you saw that strike with the right foot. Nearly brought him within a goal. As the needle is threaded here near side, Caples, who just checked in. Johnson lays it out off the track. Final 75 seconds. Johnson a couple of touches. McManus mishit. So it'll stay down here. Chance for Highland. Wetzel out top. Here's Zufall. Looking to make a move. Held up. And now the whistle comes, and this will go against Vanessa. And the Hornet crowd not enjoying that one. It's one of those battles. Probably could have won either way. A little bit more aggressive, though, at the end of that for Zufall. Just 25 ticks now on the clock before we reach the halftime break. Maybe one last chance here. Try to put some pressure on for the Lady Warriors. They'll have the throw-in. Have to get to work quickly, though. Down to 5 seconds.
3, 2, 1.
And the last one ticks off the clock. 3-0. The number 2 team in the state playing like it right now. Physical, aggressive game going out there. And it is the Hornets right now in command. We'll take a quick commercial timeout. We'll be back with your Bob and Bob Door Company halftime report. All the stats that you need to know. Georgia McFarland will join me on the mic. Plus, we'll get you all set up for half number 2. It's live, it's free, and it's right here on the OH Report.
Olays. Olays, olays, olays.
Olays.
Olays, 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 olays. Olays, 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 olays.
Football.
I hear the cheers.
The first 2 quarters, and we're about to find out.
What? Are you not entertained?
Grab a Pepsi and make your game day epic.
Happy Halloween.
You're enjoying live and free coverage of this regional semifinal showdown thanks to our good friends over at Frito Lay, driven and inspired by one purpose, food that matters for life's moments. Bob & Bob Door Company, entry doors, storm doors, garage doors, and openers. Bob & Bob Doors has been providing fast, friendly, and reliable service for over 50 years. Charter Next Gen, hiring for high-paying jobs in a cutting-edge environment. Mechanics Bank, Richland County's only independent community bank, and by PepsiCo. They've got all the soda, so if you like pop, probably drinking it. We're going to be right back. We've got some stats and analysis. Georgia McFarland joins me in just a moment. It's the Bob & Bob Door Company halftime report. 40 minutes in the books here at Startek Stadium at Madison, and it is 3-0. The Medina Hornets show why they are the number 2 team in the state. I am Brian Skowronski. Georgia McFarland joining me now. She's been tracking the stats and the numbers for you guys through the first 40 minutes of action, and for Ontario, they allow the early goal. McLaughlin breaks through just 3.5 minutes in, but it really felt like after that they settled in. Georgia, tell about those last 10 minutes, and then Medina kind of took over.
Yeah, I mean, Ontario has had the hustle, they've had the heart. They've wanted to win this game, but it all comes down to precision and knowledge of the game and just what you do with the ball, because that ultimately will get you the most goals and the most clean looks on offense.
And as we'll show you the first half stats, it has been the Hornets that have been able to get the better looks, more possession, and doing a lot with it. Of those 6 shots on net, there's been some pretty scary experiences back there for the keepers, Miss Stevens.
Yeah, they've definitely given Medina a run for their money. I mean, silence speaks volumes for Ontario's stats. They've had the offensive possession. They've had, like, chances to get good, clean shots, but they just haven't been able to really move and get the ball forward as much as they would like to.
For Ontario, they've got some decent speed out on the perimeter. Addi Pitttman, first-team All-District player. She's been such a big part of what they've done at the district round. 4 goals for them. Imagine that they're going to try to get her a little bit more involved here in the second half, but going against the Hornets team that can hit you so quickly with the counterattack, this is a tough situation, of course, to be in, trailing 3-0, but it's win or go home at this point, and it doesn't really matter what the score is. So is your anticipation that we'll see Ontario come out and really play hard to try to get a goal early on in about the first 10 minutes?
Yeah, we've seen them play hard this whole time, and I think now that they know what Medina is kind of playing like and what their defense is like, I think they can find a way to get Addi Pitttman, to get her the ball. I think she had 3 out of their 4 shots, so she knows how to get the ball to the net at least.
Yeah, Addi's been a dynamic playmaker, one of the leading scorers remaining in the tournament right now in Division 3. But this team's just a little bit different beast. Now, we saw at the district level that a little bit watered down this year, I think, from what we've seen in years past. Now that Clear Fork is out of there, they're competing in the regional round right now, but moving down to Division 4. So Ontario, it was theirs for the taking, and they capitalized. But emerging from there, Warriors have played some big teams throughout the year, definitely testing themselves in the non-conference when you look at the likes of Amherst Steel, took on Kenston, Medina, as well as New Albany. So they've seen competition like this, but it doesn't matter if you've seen it if you can't compete with it. And right now, I got to say that the Hornets are the real deal. They've been impressive.
Yeah, you see a lot of them get into the open spaces and them always moving. It's hard to defend a team that's always moving and switching spots, and we see that a lot, and we see that Ontario isn't really reciprocating. So it's really easy to defend them in those situations.
So the Warriors coming out of the half, little message from their head coach Larry Atkinson along with Greg and Coach Seif over there. Really think these first 10 minutes are going to be critical for Ontario. If they're able to make a push, probably got to try to get a goal here right away. Thank you so much, Georgia. We'll hear from her yet again at the end of the match tonight when she's got your final stats. Doing a great job interning, senior over at Crestview High School. And we'll be competing at state competition coming up this Saturday in the cross countries. It says that her Lady Cougars eyeing perhaps a top 5 finish in the state. I'm going to pull up our Facebook feed and see if we got some comments coming through here. Check on YouTube as well. A lot of restrictions here, internet-wise, where we're at, so having a tough time hanging up anything. Hopefully we're connected and we're streaming out to you folks live and free. That is always the goal. Back to action. Oh, here we go in the Facebooks. Want to say hello to Ruby, our Warrior super fan. Telling the Lady Warriors, do not give up. Melinda Cook says, let's go, Lady Colts. Oh, cheering on Clear Fork on our stream. You can find them also on Facebook and the main YouTube channel. Susie says, great teamwork by the Lady Hornets. She is watching soccer tonight from Attica. Appreciate you tuning in. And then Bailey Hall watching from Columbus, OH. Appreciate each of you hanging out with us here on a gorgeous Tuesday night. Medina looking to put some pressure on here. They step up correctly. Last moment, take it away from the Warriors. Trammell just has to punch it out of bounds. Throws a little deep, trying to fade it into the corner for Zufall. She's been a little bit quiet so far here in this one. Our player spotlight tonight. She'll lob this one just on the perimeter of the 18. Now a big shot from downtown. And it misses high and wide. It's McLaughlin with the shot. And she definitely got the party started tonight. 36-36 mark of the first half. Hanging out back post, and she was able to sneak in a header to make it 1-0. Hostetler, some 25 minutes later, made it 2-0, and then kind of the backbreaker was that Evelyn Price goal. Is this an easy catch for Layla Stevens? Stevens has been in good position more often than not here. As Price able to get a right boot on that one, but sends it forward to nobody. As it's a low punt, takes a skip out for McManus. And now Rowan with the theft. She'll try to get it up to Addi Pitttman on the chase. Here's Addi. Gets by down into the corner, and it'll set up a corner kick opportunity. Probably a smart play that time by Pitttman to just let it keep crawling out of bounds, even though, wow, they're going to change the call. Tough break that time for the Lady Warriors. They've been able to cash in on set pieces a bunch so far this season. Of their 88 goals, I got to imagine that a good third of them have come off of free kicks, corner kicks. So it makes them so special and dangerous. They'll have the throw-in coming up deep in their own territory as they hand off for the sophomore Sydney McManus. Hale loses it. Little tussle. Pass off target. But here comes Highland stepping up. Just trying to keep it here at this end. Now with Shondell to the middle. Now McLaughlin trying to force a defender to come to her. Warriors wisely just get out of the way of that one. Allow Stevens high spiraling punt. Pitttman moving out to that right wing. Really versatile player, and likely she can try to set up anywhere about midfield. Try to receive it, try to make her move, and I think you certainly would want Addi to try to carry a little bit more in this match the way that they're being defended right now. Try to get something going on her own. Backside, Price has it deflected back at her. And now for McLaughlin. Zufall, one-on-one, sends it middle. Back line of the Warriors doing a nice job of keeping everything out in front of them. There's nowhere to go with the shot from Evelyn Price. Just a whole wave of bodies there inside of the 18. 5.5 minutes gone by here. Half number 2. Winner, of course, advancing into the Elite 8 in Division 3. That'll go down on Saturday afternoon. Noon kickoff. Right now slated to be at Sandusky Perkins. Oh, that drifts through. Another miss hit. And then the shot off the crossbar. Warriors dodge a bullet right there. And a little lackadaisical, 2 missed opportunities to try to just clear it out, and it allows Grace Madison to just smack one. And she's maybe 3 inches away from burying this one in the top shelf. Warriors have had a couple of close calls so far here tonight. Keeping it at just 3-0. 4 straight headers. Do we get a 5th? No. It drops in, and the AR with the flag up. We'll send it back the other way. Handball right there, no question. Zufall got a piece of that one with the left mitt. Lady Warrior throw-in coming up. Right about at midfield. Just trying to fight her way through there was Jordan Yeager. Got to the second wave. Bounced out. And now on the fly. Powers comes up to defend. Poked away here. Shondell, touchline. Grayson comes through to sweep it out. Will give the Hornets a corner kick look. Be their 3rd opportunity.
Substitution, Katie Wetzel.
Wetzel back out onto the pitch now for Coach Zufall. Everybody but 1 player outside the box right now for Highland. Now they make their charge. Most of them back post. Flipped up. It's through the uprights. Decent execution. Shondell able to get a right foot on it. Jilly, short kick off the restart. Taken in stride there by McLaughlin. She'll set it up middle here for Price. Price a couple of touches. I think last touched here by the Lady Warriors. That's the call on the field anyways. So another quarter kick on the way. Second in about the last minute here for the Hornets. So they'll put Vanessa Zufall on it this time. He's got a great left foot. Trying to bend it back away from net. Nearly aced it. Wow. Close call number 3 tonight for the Warriors. As that one's about a half foot away from being sent into the back. And you can score off the corner kick, folks. So would have been good. I have to show that to you one more time. Man, that's about as close to cash as you can get off of the corner. Big hop. And just poked out, so here it is. Doink. So the right post as well as the crossbar, each with saves so far in the first 10 minutes here of the second half. Pitttman has it picked off in the middle. Somehow that one able to skate its way to the intended target. This one's taken middle by Wetzel. Little setup. Now Zufall back to her. She'll bend it back post. Stevens this time there. She's got the save. Now she's got the punt. Big hop went Lady Warriors' favor. But right back on the grind of defending. Have not been able to flip the field with the exception of one time so far, and It was Pitttman on the breakout, thought that she earned a corner kick. Instead, they changed the call.
Highland substitution.
Other than
Jillian
that,
Clark and
it
Grace
has
Madison.
been backpedaling, backs against the wall here for the Lady Warriors, who may just have 28 minutes, 40 seconds remaining in their season. Firm step, and we'll get a whistle. Evelyn Price made her break at the right time. Yeager just clipped her a little bit. So just a few yards outside of the 18. They've got McLaughlin on it. Zufall with her as well. 3 girls fanned out to the right. On the near side is Wetzel. Against a 3-man wall. Takes dead aim. Just left it out wide to the left. Scythe coming away with it. Just trying to flip the script here. Get the narrative going in another direction. Ontario has been just a half step slow here in the second half. They'll catch a break here. Play on, almost. A sharp pass from Bulakowski up top for Pitttman. As they'll shoot this one out of bounds over on the far side of the field. Warrior throwing on the way. And they'll get Jazzy Johnson now. Powers, the senior, going to take a seat. Nisi coming off of a game in the district semifinals where she put in her first goal of the season. Nice carry, drawing the defense. This was one of my keys to victory. Try to make your breaks at the right moment. Hornets have done it aggressively and often tonight. And they've got another corner kick. Plenty of these here in the second half. Though they're still scoreless over these first 14 minutes. Try to change that here. So they'll send additional weaponry up into the box. It's Miller near post. They'll overshoot everybody. But chase down back end here for Fragnoli. And they'll do it here opposite side. Time of possession dominated right now by the Hornets here in the second half. They've got a little bit of extra bounce in their step right here. And just never made it into the field of play. I think they saw what Vanessa Zufall did with it earlier. Tried to strike that one in. I'm going to check in real quick on Clear Fork Lady Colts, who as of right now trailing 1-0 to Ottawa Glandorf. That is early on in the second half. Just 5 minutes in, so must have got a bit of a late start. The number 15 team in the state versus the number 4 team in Division 4. If you want to keep an eye on that one, it is on our main YouTube as well as our Facebook. Ontario desperately needs to get it out of their end. Try to get something going facing the opposite direction and just force this back line here of the Hornets to have a little bit of pressure. And, you know, sometimes when you're just kind of laying vacant like this, like the defensive squad is for the Hornets, can be susceptible to a counterattack.
Substitutions. Grace Shondell.
It's like a left fielder in baseball. The ball's not hit to you all night long until that 8th inning, and then boom, all of a sudden the crack of the bat, and it's on the way towards you. Let's see if we can get that type of momentum flowing for the Lady Warriors. Not yet, not here. As a matter of fact, a nice break as it's pitched out here for Wetzel. Takes a couple touches in, the one-timer. Just missed. Busted up to the back line. Let's spin this back real fast. Take a look. Wetzel, nice job, draws 2. But the defense played on the backside by Rowan McManus is enough. Another Highland throw, heavy touch, forces Shondell out to the right side. She's able to redirect. Solid across. Over top, though, with the shot. She measured it beautifully for Zufall. Vanessa Zufall, all-district performer. And a lot of studs, of course, on this Highland team. That's why they haven't lost in 19 consecutive matches. And defensively, incredibly stout here for the first nearly 18 minutes of the second half. Impossible not to be impressed. It's been a lot of keep away, too, in the midfield. Tip your cap to them. Finding a lot of feet and making correct soccer maneuvers. As this is doinked right off the face, I think, of Sid McManus. Sydney brings it out. Bulakowski, nice touch. And Yeager pressured, drops to a knee. Now Sasha reads it. And just trying to shoot anything going forward right now in hopes that you can get Addi Pitttman in a situation where she's got a 1v1. Gonna get a free kick. Sasha right there. Bit of a heavy tackle. Actually, just a little late to the party in general. Ball had already been turned loose. So we'll get a free kick. Jordan Caples will handle. Forefand all on the outskirts of the 18 as Zufall comes in, bends it back towards her own players, and it's deflected in. 4-0 Highland as they have seized total command. Starting to put this game out of reach. The assist for Zufall. Beautiful setup that time, her 20th of the season.
With the assist to Vanessa Zufall.
And check this out, right on the money.
Substitutions, Kaylee
and
Hale
deflected
and
in by Grace Shondell. Felt just like a matter of time before the Hornets would break through here in the second half and cash a nice check in the back. Show it to you one more time. I mean, just look how well struck this is. Layla's got to try to come out about a half step behind, and she gets beat. One-on-one opportunity. Madison, back post, another one drilled. Grace Madison gets loose behind the defense.
Highland goal scored by number 21, Grace
No
Madison.
chance again for Layla Stevens. Didn't make a break off her line. And she was just dead to rights. 40 seconds, all that was in between these last two goals. And for Ontario, the body language, it's changed. It's shifted a little bit. It's all about pride from here on out for our Lady Warriors. Just have not been able to connect even 2 or 3 passes consecutively in this second half. Warriors looked much more competitive in the first and perhaps burning up a lot of fuel in doing so against this high-powered team. As McLaughlin gets behind the defense, turns back middle. Great pullback here. Left foot, cross, near posts, batted away. She'll keep it in the field of play, though. Another turn touchline here for Shondell. And we've got yet another corner kick opportunity on the way for the Hornets. This team just loaded with weaponry from top to bottom. When you look at how many different players on the roster you can just get the ball to and they can make an impact. Shondell, the latest, netted a goal just a couple of minutes ago. Good looking play there. They'll play it short. Or, no, Zufall. Yeah, it took 2 touches in a row, so she just kind of all of a sudden came into your picture. Actually, not a million% on the rule there. I think certainly you got to try to find another player. As we'll get a whistle here on the attack. So go against Elena Seif on the pressure. And sets up a free kick opportunity from the football 30-yard line. Highland looking to add to their 5-0 advantage. They have been in the captain's chair from the start. This time Layla Stevens timed it well. Comes out to high point the ball. She'll have a big punt, 1 out of the air here by Highland. And they'll have the throw-in coming up from the far side too. It has just been an impressive second half. Just 2 goals so far for Highland. Each of them coming since the 21:06 mark.
For Highland, Jillian
but
Clark.
Ontario has maybe 3 to 5 touches in enemy territory through these first 23 minutes. Back on their heels, left defending. And it's a frustrating position to be in, especially with your tournament life on the line. Win or go home situation. They were playing with Pitttman at first up top. Just trying to wait for some type of a big booming ball or connection now. Sending her back here, more of a defensive role, and any chance you can try to get for Addi as she comes up a little bit lame there. Yeah, not moving so well. And it'll be deflected out of bounds. Or will it? Flicks back in. Jillian Clark playing it to herself. And just enough acceleration to keep that in here for McLaughlin. Forces 2 defenders. Now back for Clark. Too much. Pitttman keeps it in to Sasha. She'll lay one here down the near side, and it will go out of bounds.
Highland substitutions, Samantha
Highland making a
Andrews
substitution.
and Delaney Miller.
Could be the last game of the season here for this spectacular junior. But what a tournament it's been so far for Addi Pitttman. 4 goals she had in the district round, 2 in each game, both of them in the 2-1 victory over Lexington, and close it in on 30 for the season, also 14 helpers. It's been a treat to watch her entire career. Hasn't been able to get quite the touches that she needs here tonight to be able to be an impact player, a real difference maker, because the execution has been at a high level tonight for the Hornets. Coaching staff for Ontario knew exactly what they were up against. Shared a couple of texts with assistant coach Greg Atkinson on Saturday after their victory against Lexington, and he went up to scout out the Hornets. We're up 6-0 pretty early on in that contest, and he's like, I've seen enough. This team is the real deal. He knew they were going to be in for a real battle. And for Medina Highland, you got to this point in the season last year, ended up losing in a penalty shootout, a heartbreaker against Strongsville. So with the reshifting of the divisions and the addition of 2 more, you know, I think a chance for them, things opening up, played in Division 2 last year. Now in Division 3. And a huge opportunity to try to make a run all the way to the state Final Four, make it to Mapre Stadium. Nice move here by Elena Seif, the captain, putting a little heat on. Here's Pitttman, got a touch. By far the best buildup in this second half for the Lady Warriors. And it goes down as their only shot so far here of the second half. It has been slim pickings. If you're trying to look at the offensive plays tonight for the Lady Warriors, just 4 shots in total. Blasted out here by Jazzy Johnson. She'll be back for another couple years. And collectively, for Coach Larry, I mean, a 4-pack of seniors and some really good ones too. When you start looking up and down the lineup, Stevens will depart. McManus also will be lost. Jakaya's gone. Lily Sturts. And can't forget about Elena Seif, so actually 5, excuse me. As we got a whistle right there. It'll go against Jillian Clark. And the Warriors will get a free kick. Just about a dozen minutes remaining here in this regional semifinal showcase. Startek Stadium in Mansfield. So Ontario, I mean, kind of a quasi-home match for them, forcing Medina to come down here. Maybe a 15-minute drive across town for the Lady Warriors to be in the building. And while they've got the larger fan base here, has not been much of an impact. Sharp ball movement there by the Hornets until that last connecting pass, just a bit off target. Is this one too far out in front for Andrews? Warriors with a throw-in. They'll make a pair of subs.
Ontario substitutions, Kendall Thomas and Jordan Yeager.
Yeager's back in. She'll move to the right
For Highland,
wing.
Haley Regovich.
Freshman Kendall Thomas
And
going to get
Camille
some minutes
Hofstetler.
here. This Coach Atkinson likely will go a little bit deeper into his bench as next several minutes tick away, just giving some of these ladies an opportunity to play in a regional match for the first time in their careers. 7 straight defeats in the district championship game for Ontario. 6 of those at the hands of the Madison Lady Rams. And interesting that they would break through, get the win, and now they have to come play at the home of the Rams tonight. As here's a chance for Hell. Warriors, numbers funneling forward. And it'll end up to be an easy save here. Off the cross, it certainly felt like she was just trying to get a deflection off of Morgan Hemming, try to set up a set piece from the corner. Just didn't work out. Big booming punt there from Helmlinger. She's got a strong right leg. Haven't had to see it on display very much tonight. Has only been called upon really to make about one solid save. As her midfield and defensive back line have been exceptional. Quick update from Bowling Green. 17 minutes remaining. Lady Colts of Clear Fork still trailing 1-0 against Ottawa Glandorf. Be a huge bummer to lose both of these Richland County powerhouses on the same night, right on the doorstep of getting to an Elite 8 and a chance to try to break through into a state Final Four. Try to keep you updated on the Lady Colts. As this one basically in the books, 5-0. Highland in total control. Big ball into the middle, trying to find the Frosch Thomas. But how often have we seen that? Medina on the back end, settling in, not allowing anything to get by. Layla angles it out, far side, flick forward. Actually chased down that time by Kaylee Hill, who flicked it out.
Ontario substitutions, Sydney McManus and Sasha Bulakovsky for Highland.
Balakovsky back in. McManus returns as well, the younger Sydney. I believe this might be the first throw in enemy territory for the Lady Warriors in this second half. They'll toss it down the line, headed down. Big scrum down there. Powers comes up, trying to keep it down at that end. See if the Warriors can try to find some feet. Here's Yeager to Pitttman. Loves favoring that left foot and got to. Just tries to send one from long range. Decent shot selection, just not a ton of heat behind that one for Addi. So we get another booming punt. 50-50 ball won here by the Hornets. Yeager trying to keep a little pressure on backside. They've got Thomas. Can she find her? Just too much pressure being put on there by Fragnoli. Now here's Seif, gets a friendly hop. Tried to push middle for Yeager. It's out in front and knocked out of bounds. Coach Zufall sends Nora McCarthy, senior, over to check in.
Jakaya Trammell.
She'll wait until the next dead ball. Jakaya Trammell gonna enjoy the last 6 minutes of her senior season. She will certainly be missed on that back line for Coach Atkinson and his coaching crew. Crossed off right side. Good beat on it for Caples. She's whistled offsides. A little surprised by that. Thought she timed it up pretty nicely. But any break at this point in the match, very welcome here for Ontario. And it's just playing for pride here. Would love to try to find one into the back. Ball ping-ponging around down there, finally broken up as it's cleared by the Hornets to midfield. Caples waiting on it, gets the first touch. Now Addi heads it down. Push it towards middle. Here's Sasha. Jaeger deflected. And Jakaya can't thread it down the line. Hornets, a 3-pack of subs.
Highland substitutions, Callista Mills, Nora McCarthy, and Madison Senyeko.
Quick score check up at Bowling Green. It is still 1-0. Lady Colts trailing, and just sub 12 minutes to go in that one. Nice touch to settle it down here. Pitttman surrounded. Taken off of Addi's foot. Powers can't connect there with Jazzy Johnson as it races out near side. Throwing on the way for the Hornets. Final 4 minutes here of this regional semifinal competition. Foot race down to the corner. Pitttman gets beat there. Sharp acceleration by Morgan Hemming.
Ontario substitution, Tyler Harris.
That back line has not been asked very often tonight to try to throw it into third gear. That time Hemming had to. As it's tossed into the box. Cleared out for now. Be a Lady Warrior throw-in right about midfield. Wisely just smacked out again. Warriors looking to put one in the back here late. It has been a tough tussle, though, all night long. As Highlands looking to collect their 19th win here of the season. Be their 37th victory over the last 2 years. As that shot takes shape. And it is drilled just a little bit wide.
2 minutes remain
one
in
of
the
the
second
better
half.
looks that we've had all night for Ontario. That comes from the freshman Thomas. Been a fun season to keep an eye on for these Lady Warriors. Last couple of years, big favorites going into their district and then got to the doorstep and, you know, just kept out. So now that they've made it to the regionals, I mean, just a really tough draw against Highland. Can certainly picture this team making a charge to Mapry. They will be a big favorite in the regional championship match as well, no matter who emerges out of there. This is deflected off the right foot of Jaeger, cleared out. And now just batted down here at this end. Final 40 seconds. Tyler Harris getting some minutes here. Bench nearly cleared for Highland as their starters did their job tonight very effectively. Pitttman turns, knocked away again. It's just been one of those kind of nights.
10, 9,
no breathing room
8,
the entire
7,
time
6,
as
5,
the Hornets
4,
will punch
3,
their ticket into
2,
the Elite 8.
1.
Dominating performance yet again as they continue their shutout streak here in the
With that, the
postseason.
Highland Lady Hornets
5-0.
will advance to
They
the
knock
next
off
match
Ontario.
in the OH.REPORT soccer tournament. The game will be
20
this Saturday,
consecutive
November
matches
2nd,
without
and
a
will take on the
defeat
winner of the Bay
for this
Village
Medina Highland program.
Louisville contest that was being played
We will
tonight.
take a short commercial timeout. When we come back, we'll have an interview with the most valuable player of the match. Shoot me a comment. Let me know who you would like to hear from here tonight. Then break down the final stats of the evening and let you know what's going down with Clear Fork up at Bowling Green. It's live and free, and it's right here on the OH Report. We'll be right back. Bob and Bob Door Company postgame in just a couple minutes.
Olays. Olays, olays, olays.
Olays.
Olays, 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 olays. Olays, olays, olays.
Football is back. Indeed, it is. What is your fantasy team looking like?
Dude, stacked. I got Travis Kelce and Justin Jefferson. Lights out.
That's cute. I got Josh Allen as my QB and locked in Derrick Henry.
Nothing.
Okay, what are we having today?
I'll take a Pepsi. Same for me, thanks.
Are you hearing that?
Happy Halloween.
We're back now with our player of the match, presented by Charter Next Generation Films. Merritt McLaughlin, great match for you and really the team all collectively. You could tell that this is a tight-knit bunch, but you've got a lot of studs out there. So what can you tell me just about this group and this season so far, because things are going pretty well right now?
Yeah, super well. Definitely glad to be a part of it. I would say our team is very resilient, but it starts with our backline and our goalkeeper. We have some people behind us that we trust, which is super helpful to allow the offense to be us and do us. But I would say definitely just the team chemistry. We love being around each other and know what we're going to do on the field. So it's definitely been a lot of fun. I've definitely been a joy to be a part of it.
Yeah, 5 goals by 5 different girls tonight. And then really, I mean, there was almost no touches for the first 30 minutes of that second half by Ontario in the attacking third whatsoever. So just the entire dynamic of the team, I was trying to think, is this an offensive team? Is this a defensive team? I think the answer is yes, all the way around. So, another big victory for you girls. Your anticipation coming into the season, was it that you were this type of special teams? I know that you got really deep in the tournament last year, had a heartbreaker in a shootout. Did it feel like this could be your year?
Yeah, I wasn't here last year, so we definitely had big aspirations at the beginning of the season and knew that we had a lot of talent and kind of believed in each other. So it definitely started with the belief of ourselves and each other and what we could do and our skill set. So just buying into what we train and what we practice and what we want to be known for, our identity, is kind of how we go about things, and just staying consistent with that has brought us a lot of success.
Yeah, no question about it. So moving forward here as you're getting into the Elite 8, what for this team do you want to maybe improve on? How do you get better moving forward as you get deeper into this tournament run?
Yeah, one of the things we focus on a lot is fast starts, so possibly just quicker into the attack, quicker start, being more organized in the back defensively, and then in the middle three. I know I need to do a better job of that too, but definitely just staying consistent with what we're good at and not trying to do more than what we're good at, I would say. But I think it can take us a far way, and we're really excited.
We certainly help with the fast start tonight. A goal in about 3.5 minutes here right out of the gate. So congratulations on being our MVP. We got a tradition, though. If you want to look in the camera, give us as many shout-outs as you like. Did anybody help get you here, or just maybe an old friend you haven't seen in a while?
Ooh. I would shout out my old high school team, Noblesville, but then every single kid on this roster has been fun and welcoming, and it's been a good season, and I've only known them for 3 or 4 months, so I would say shout out to them for sure.
All right, Merritt McLaughlin, your Charter Next Gen MVP.
Thank you.
Olays. Olays, olays, olays.
Olays.
Olays, 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 olays. Olays, olays, olays.
Football is back. Indeed, it is. What is your fantasy team looking like?
Dude, stacked. I got Travis Kelce and Justin.
Well, came out with playoff-like intensity in the first 2 quarters, and we're about to find out.
What just happened? What? Are you not entertained?
Grab a Pepsi and make your game day epic.
Happy Halloween.
welcome you back to Startek Stadium for your Bob and Bob Door Company post-game reports. Brian Skowronski now joined by Georgia McFarland, and it's 5-0. The number 2 team in the state advancing. The Hornets remain hot, have not lost in their last 20 matches, and they certainly look like a supremely confident team here tonight, as you just heard from our MVP, Merritt McLaughlin. This team felt like at the beginning of the year that they had all the pieces together to try to make a deep run, and certainly I think they showcased a lot of that here tonight, and especially in the second half.
Yeah, for Ontario so far in this tournament, rankings and wins and losses haven't really meant much when it comes to who they play until they, of course, came to Highland, and they really showed why they were ranked second in the state. They showed why they were such dominant on both ends of the field, and it's just hard to compete with teams at that kind of level.
Yeah, absolutely loaded with talent, and you heard, too, from Merritt that she wasn't even a part of this program last year, so they inherit a talent like that to go with it already stacked lineup, and it helps them get the victory here tonight as they were dominant. And like I mentioned, in that second 40-minute stanza, even though it was only 2-0 during that stretch, about that first 20 to 25 minutes, I mean, Ontario didn't even have a touch really beyond midfield.
Yeah, I mean, I think Highland kind of figured out how to cinch up their defense in the second half, and they really put a lot of pressure on Ontario's defense, forcing them to try and make big plays and try to get it down the field when they were just swarming everyone who had the ball.
That's what Hornets do. They were able to swarm, and especially in that midfield, a lot of pressure, a lot of high pressure as well, and just forcing Ontario into maybe not bad passes per se, but just that they had such great anticipation that they were able to keep it down on their offensive side of things and get it into the attacking third often, over and over. That's why they had the 66% possession here tonight, and in the second half it was more like 70-30. So just to put a little bow on Ontario's season, 13 wins, 7 losses, and then the 1 draw for them. It's a team that had big expectations, lose their top player, and who was just named today the District Player of the Year in Addi Pitttman, but still excellent journey so far through the tournament. Like you said, they were the number 4 seed in the district, and they were able to battle their way all the way to a championship and knock off Lexington on their home surface. So plenty to be proud of, and a lot achieved by this club this year.
Yeah, they have nothing to hang their heads about. A lot of people expected them to be out a long time ago, and they really just went with their own heart and went with their own energy and what they had left in the season. And they didn't leave any of that out this game per se, but they just couldn't really compete on the same level.
Yeah, I thought they battled really, really hard in the first half, and actually there was a point where you're like, okay, like it looks like we might get a quality soccer match, and then all of a sudden the 1-0 lead created by McLaughlin, when it turned into 2-0 on that Hostetler goal, I think that kind of changed a little bit of the complexion of the game, and then certainly with Evelyn Price, with just 4 minutes short time there, making it 3-0, that kind of was the tsunami that ended up sending Ontario to defeat here tonight. But the number 2 team in the state, they buzz on. They'll move on to the Elite 8, and I think probably big expectations for this team to probably make it to the Final Four, if not deeper.
Yeah, a big thing in tournaments is if you have one good player, it's good. But if you have 5 different players, we saw 5 different players score in this match tonight.
Yeah.
If you have 5 different players that are able to score this late in tournament, then that's huge, because that means that you don't really have one person to man mark, but you have the whole team to watch out for.
Yeah, so next up they will advance to the regional final. That'll be played at Perkins as Ontario puts a bow on their season. 13 victories, but district champions and runners-up in the MOAC this year. That will also put a bow on our coverage here tonight. To appreciate everybody out there watching live and free this evening on Facebook, and then also our YouTube channel 1. We could not have done it without the help of all of our generous sponsors, of course. So big thank yous to Frito Lay, PepsiCo, Bob and Bob Door Company, Charter Next Generation, and Mechanics Bank. Our awesome staff here tonight at Startek Stadium, Jory Hollenbeck, your camera lady, working it all night long outside. Georgia McFarland tracking your stats, and then throwing some knowledge nuggets on you guys as we presented those first half and then the final stats. I am Brian Skowronski, congratulating the Lady Warriors on a great season, and then also the Lady Colts, who just lost 1-0, unfortunately, to Ottawa Glandorf. So both of our Richland County teams out of the tournament here tonight, but a fantastic season, and we've got plenty more live and free coverage coming up tomorrow. I will be on the call for Mansfield Christian. The boys looking to punch their ticket to the Elite Eight, where they have been 3 other times. See you guys tomorrow, 7 p.m. So long for now.